probably their top defender on the defensive end of the floor.
Alexis Johnson, you want to talk about athletic ability, she might be able to jump out of this place.
Yeah, I don't want to try to go up and contest any of her shots. She can get off the ground quick. She's a quick leaper. Struggled early in the game, but came on late. 26 big points, 14 in the fourth. That is huge when you're closing out games, trying to win games. That's how you put together a 37-point fourth quarter.
She is a player for Monarch. Well, these two Front Range League teams go at it for a third time. The 5A title is on the line. Legacy has been around since 2000. They've yet to break through for a championship. Can Monarch bring the gold ball home? Tip-off is coming up next. This high school championship game on Root Sports is brought to you by Subaru. We know how important it is to have a car you can love. And by Credit Union of Colorado, proud to support Colorado communities. The championship basketball continues. Sports, time for the 5A girls title game between Legacy from Broomfield and Monarch right up the road here from Boulder and Louisville. There's the Lightning's head coach. That's Craig Van Patten. In his second year, he is 45-8 in 2 years with the Lightning. They go 23-4 this year. And his starting lineup features the Smith sisters. Caitlin, number 23, is the junior. And number 33, Courtney, the freshman, is impressive, but it's Kaylee Edwards who they kind of run things around. She is heading to DU to be a Pioneer next year. Monarch Coyotes are coached by the legendary Gail Hook, who played at CU in Maryland. She's coached at Purdue. She's coaching the WNBA with Team USA. And she has her Coyotes in the title game with a 22-5 record. And this is her starting lineup. We've mentioned Rebecca Richmond and also Alexis Johnson. Ashton Davis, a solid senior, 10 points, 5 rebounds a game. And Jordan Eisler, the guard in the middle, actually a transfer from Legacy. She was able to transfer because her parents, one of them moved to Louisville. She went to Monarch this year, so we'll see how that factors into this game. And as we get set for tip-off, why don't we get you the Subaru keys to the game. Subaru, built for wherever life takes you. And Sid, what are you thinking about the Lightning against the Coyotes?
Well, they're going to have to play, the Legacy's going to have to play aggressive team defense to help collapse down on AJ, Alexis Johnson. Edwards is going to have to be aggressive early on and get involved in the game. Not only just distributing, but scoring as well. Monarch's going to have to control the boards and absolutely get the ball down low to Alexis Johnson.
The two finals from earlier this season that I've been referencing were by 65-58 and 66-54, so by 7 and 12 points. The Monarch fans are here and their rowdy Legacy is represented as well. Monarch's right up the road, so no reason not to show up here at the Coors Event Center.
Tell you what, Monarch travels, man. They didn't have to go far, but I'll tell you what, they come out and support their teams.
There's Kaylee Edwards. And there's that Coyotes fan base. That's the freshman, if you can believe it, Courtney Smith. We are underway in a 5A title game. Rebecca Richmond, the point guard for the Coyotes. Eisler now. Underneath in the block by the freshman, Courtney Smith, stays the way of the Coyotes.
A nice quick move. Courtney Smith needs to keep that ball up. She brought it down just a bit. Eisler did a nice job of reaching in and blocking it.
There's Eisler through the lane. Gets the inbounds pass out to Davis. Eisler stops, pops, gets it. First bucket for the Coyotes. Eisler, the former Legacy Lightning player, hits the first bucket. Salas swings it. Glenn and Edwards underneath. Looking for the freshman, knocked away. It'll be Lightning ball.
And why not make one more pass there instead of trying to throw through? You look down on the blocks there, you got May Williams, 5'11", who's long arms. AJ Johnson down there, long arms. Make one more pass. Don't try to force that thing through.
There's Ashton Davis. She knocks that one out. With their inbounds play for the Lightning. Salas back to Edwards. Kaylee Edwards can dribble drive. Glenn likes the three. She brings it down, shoots from the free throw line. Short, but there's the rebound for Edwards. Salas, left-hander, loves the three as well. Short, Johnson. Yeah, you can't miss her. We said she could jump out of the joint. Expect some more of that tonight. Caitlin Smith on Johnson, who comes out to the high post. There she is. She'll shoot from there as well. Good quick step. Can't get it to go. Edwards the board.
Start like her last game in the semi. Started out a little bit sluggish. Missed a couple early looks in the layup. But you saw the quick move with the left hand. Able to create her own shot.
There's Edwards. She averages 19 a game in the 2 games against Monarch, both losses. She put up 23 in each of them.
Coming off a game where she scored 9. This is a game where she's got to be big. She
She knows that she was just 2 of 9 in the semifinal win over Highlands Ranch. Steps back. Long three and way off. And trying to give it to Edwards, but a travel. I think they call that on Courtney Smith, right? With kind of the hand pass, the handoff that you know a little bit about that.
I've never hand off in my life. Ever.
There's Courtney Smith.
Tough call. I think you try to throw that ball, but you see the best player on your team cutting right by you. You're trying to get her the ball.
Davis Johnson underneath, spins, throws it up, gets it to go. Alexis Johnson with her first 2.
That's not a good job. The freshman's got to come over. Courtney Smith has got to come over and really cut that angle off.
Legacy 0 for 4 from the floor early on.
Oh, great pick.
Yeah, Salas with the steal. She'll slow it up. And here's Emily Glenn, the senior. She's going to head to CSU. Not sure if she'll play basketball, but that's where her brother goes and her dad went. She goes and throws up semi-hook shot and can't get it to go.
Not a good shot. You got to get Kaylee involved. She's got to be a little more aggressive.
That's a foul on Kaylee Edwards. She swung from behind as Rebecca Richmond gained the baseline.
They're going to call that every time, but Kaylee Edwards needs to not defer. She needs to go and get the ball.
Let's take a look at it. It's so hard not to do that, when you swing around.
It is, and you see that high dribble by Richmond. She thought she could get it in there, but anytime they see that from behind out in the open court, you're going to get it.
Especially when you get beat too. I gotta knock it out for them.
It's the old Olay defense. I got to wave at them, maybe get a desperate poke out.
Johnson and Richmond, the 2 seniors, are going to sit down, take a breather.
Just trying to keep them fresh.
Mackenzie Neely and Malcolm Peck are on. That's Jack Malcolm Peck. She misses, but there's Davis for the putback on the rebound.
Malcolm Peck wasn't shy about getting that shot up. Usually you come in and wait for a couple passes and possessions to get your shot up off the bench.
She's the 3rd leading scorer on the team. Glenn loves the 3. Oh, that looked good, but it's off the back of the iron. Edwards rebounds, gets it back out. Glenn tries again. It is a cold, frigid start for the Legacy Lightning, down 6-0, and they're having a tough time shooting the basketball.
They get a foul on
Monarch fouls at number 12.
0 for 7 in Craig Van Patten's team starts from the floor. Edwards, position underneath, finds Smith, Caitlin. And Caitlin Smith, the turnaround for 2.
She got away with the LeBron James footwork. That's that extra step and a half they give you. But nice finish with the left.
Eisler, quick on the release.
Eisler's come out aggressive and feeling it early, 4 early points.
Edwards, good look, gets it, 3-ball, makes it 8-5. As we're halfway through this first quarter.
Legacy's going to need a lot more of that.
Mary Williams now high behind the 3-point arc underneath. Malcolm Peck turns, shovels one up short. Off the hands of Courtney Smith, back out, and Mackenzie Neely will run the show. Williams again. Monarch up 3. Eisler calls out the play. Davis comes out, kicks it out. Malcolm Peck short again. Kicked alive by Salas, but there's Williams. Wonder offense again, Malcolm Peck. Short on that, Davis.
Can't keep giving extra possessions to a good team. Ashton Davis finally makes him pay.
Davis had a big game earlier in the year against Legacy. Smith underneath, can't get the left-handed layup to go. 2.5 to go here in the first quarter. 5-8 title game. Monarch, another bucket from Eisler. And Craig Van Patten's going to call timeout. Legacy's going to talk things over. With just under 2.5 to go in the first quarter, it's 12-5 Monarch.
Eisler's come out on fire and aggressive. 6 first quarter points. You see the dribble drive. Nobody stops the ball. A couple more olays. And if you're Legacy, this is what you need to see more of. Kira Edwards getting off early, getting that shot up. They got to get the ball in her hands and allow her to do some things with it. And just stay composed.
Let's show you the tail of the tape between these two. It is scary close. Look at the points per game when you break it down. And the assists, it's an even matchup, and right now it's Monarch taking advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. The difference right now is the rebounding. And we saw there.
And Legacy's 2 of 10 shooting.
4 extra attempts for Monarch on that last possession, and finally they score.
Legacy sends Shayna Kuiper, and she gets fouled. And with a timeout on the floor, we'll take a timeout. 2:18 to go. Gail Hook's team is up 12-5 here early in the first quarter. There are some of the CU women's team. The Malcolm Pecks are there cheering on their sister Jack, number 24 for Monarch. There she is.
She's been aggressive on the offensive end. She's got to finish.
Averages 8.5 a game. Came on, fired up 2 or 3 right away.
Like, she's getting some good looks. They start going down. It's going to help the team pull away.
Jack Malcolm Peck, the junior. I anticipate she might be a Buffalo down the road. We'll see. 2:18 to go in the first quarter. Lightning need a bucket. They're down 12-5. And they throw it away.
Coming out of a timeout, that's got to make Coach Van Patten upset. I mean, you sit over there all that time, pull up a play that you like, it's your best thing, and then you throw the ball away.
Eisler picks up a dribble. Throws it over to Ellie Dietrich. Come on, there's Johnson back here. Fires up a hard 2-pointer that won't go off the glass. Edwards around the screen, keeps the dribble. Glenn. Still cold from beyond the arc. Dietz sees Malcolm Peck. Good hustle by Richmond. Eisler pulls back short. There's Richmond again in the middle of things. Johnson leaping up, getting fouled, going to the line.
And you see the direction she's going when she goes up that basket. She's going to the basket strong. And that's what they got to get from Malcolm Peck. She's getting some great looks. She's coming up a little short on him. But the ball gets tipped out. Look at Richmond hustling. And goes right to the rack and tries to put it up strong. Kuiper picks up the foul.
Johnson 58% from the free throw line in the semifinals. We saw her hit pretty much as her.
I think she was 7 of 8.
Yeah, her shot was on and her release was great. Here's a good look at Alexis Johnson heading to Grambling. Just like that.
How is that a 58%? I don't get it. Somebody's doing some bad math for them.
Coyotes with the pressure. Legacy actually utilizes their advantage against Highlands Ranch. And that's swatted away. They love it here.
See the good. It looks like. Look at this. It looks like it's a good situation. 2-on-1 fast break. And Skywalker comes over and throws it into the camera row.
Edwards steps back, that's off.
That's a frustration shot right there. She's got to maintain her composure.
Yeah, see Craig Van Patten saying, just calm down. Ashton Davis back on as the senior.
You know, the pressure is more to me on Monarch than it is on Legacy. They've beat this team twice. We talked about how tough it is to beat a good team 3 times. If you're Legacy, you just need to let it fly. I mean, just play relaxed and try to get it done.
This is Craig Van Patten from Nebraska, actually went here to see you. And stayed in Colorado as that's knocked away. And there's Richmond again. Up to Eisler. Underneath, Johnson with 30 to go in the quarter, forces it up. Richmond comes out of nowhere and knocks it off of Edwards.
There's a lot of collision.
They may reverse this.
There's a lot of collision right there. Right? There's a big collision there. But letting them play. I think that dribble was unnecessary. The pass was given to her. She had the edge. Turn the corner and just go up strong if you're Alexis Johnson.
Pressure on Glenn, and she gives it away. Davis, another turnover.
Lightning need to utilize the bounce pass a little bit more.
Monarch, last shot of the quarter. Eisler, dribble drive down the lane, throws it up, got fouled, can't get it to go. She'll go to the line.
Eisler is sneaky good. You know what I mean? She's one of those players that can create a shot off the dribbles, good spot up shooter.
Into the game, averaging just over 6 a game. She's already got her average. And off the front of the rim.
Just a junior, too.
Yeah, 86 steals, 74 assists. She can hit some threes. As Richmond heading off. She'll get a breather here as the quarter's about to come to an end. And Rebecca Richmond, she'll take a breather because she is non-stop. Edwards looks at the clock. 5, down the lane. Block call.
That's a place she's got to turn her hand over and almost shoot that ball up with the one hand instead of the scoop shot, but she creates a contact and is able to get to the line, which she can do that anytime. And we talk about her deferring a lot. She's got to get aggressive.
Edwards off the back of the iron. She hit the buzzer beater to beat Doherty, and then in overtime they won a game in which she went to the line a ton late. Hit like 12 free throws. Hits that one to make it 14-6. All the way down, and Eisler's not going to get it off. So after the first quarter, Jordan Eisler and the Monarch Coyotes have a 14-6 lead over Legacy. Their fans are here. They're loving it. It's the 5A Girls Basketball Championship on Root Sports, your ticket to state. One quarter in the books. Rebecca Richmond and the Coyotes up 14-6. She told us what her role is on this team.
No, I mean, I'm an energy player. I thrive on that sort of intensity and being in that leadership position. And, you know, I saw that time and I saw the score, and there's no way I was going to leave that court with us losing. So I wanted to spark our team to, you know, get us going. So.
That's what she said after the win in the semifinals when Monarch had a great comeback against Regis Jesuit.
Well, how many times do you see that on any level? 37 points in a quarter. I mean,
not in the girls' game in a quarter.
Even in the boys' games. I mean, you don't see that often. I mean, that fourth quarter was magical.
Legacy is shooting 17%. I would anticipate that would improve. They're down by 8. They did hit a 3. And we'll see how things go for the Lightning as they come back on. And there's
only 1 for 6 from three-point range, but and just 4 turnovers. But they've got to get some good looks and make some points. Get a lot of points here. Get back in this thing.
So number 25, Bree Paulson on for Legacy. Edwards trying to get a screen from Paulson. Finds Glenn for an open 3. And she finally gets one to go down. Glenn was 0 for 4 shooting in the first quarter, 0 for 2 beyond the arc, and she hits that to make it 14-9. Eisler, dribble drive, stops. That went in the first quarter, didn't there. Edwards, another rebound. Eisler kind of stops the dribble drive. Here's the Lightning in their half-court offense, poked away by Johnson.
I wish she would have got that steal so we could see her attempt to dunk.
Paulson was there to pick it up, though. Glenn, Hassel. Wow, out and around. Another Legacy sub, Mackenzie Neely.
That was a strong drive. Took it right at Johnson.
Neely, the junior, brave going through the lane.
She went through fearless.
Line drive off the back of the iron. Richmond's back on for Eisler. Keep in mind this game will be available on demand. Entire game starting next week at www.CHSAA TV. You can go there, check it out, watch it at your will. Four-point lead for the Coyotes. Swinging out to Stimac around to Davis. Brought down rain, didn't go in.
All the way in and out.
Edwards, a little bit of move on Richmond, down the lane, swung it away.
Oh my goodness.
Back come the Coyotes, Davis. If she gets that to go, she doesn't, but she will go to the line.
I mean, you got the lane wide open. You think you've got an easy layup. Watch the help. She just turns around last second, too, and just dominant. Look, she's looking the other direction. Look at the help defense. I mean, that is tough to deal with. That forces you, when you're going in there, to think about those kind of things.
Davis has 5 now. Monarch back up by 5. Brenda Stimac, the junior, will sit down. There's Ashton Davis. She'll be part of the show. The All-Star game coming up at the Pepsi Center after the Nuggets Suns game on April the 6th. Actually, the girls will play before the game. Neely almost lost the dribble. Back to Glenn. Big pressure by Richmond. Kaylee Edwards goes somewhere off the ball and finds an open 3 and drains it. Got the pass, got the composure, and hit it.
thought that possession should have been stopped by an over and back, and it wasn't. Kaylee Edwards gets a 3 to go.
Richmond threw one underneath in the lane. It comes back door to Davis. Count it. She's going to go to the line for a free throw.
And if you're Legacy, not a good possession defensively. You get the steal, you poke it out, you get the ball's on the ground, get on the ground and get that ball. But Bree Paulson gets the foul. You see Richmond gets the almost steal. Edwards composes herself and drains it.
One of the Coyotes just backed off, so she stepped back and hit it. Davis hits a free throw, converts a three-point play. More pressure from Monarch. Edwards down the right side. She's got Smith. It goes the other way. Salas. Wow! Talking about a long three ball, 19-16 now.
That brought rain right there. The lefty.
She's hit 55 threes on the year. Knocked away by the freshman, Courtney Smith. Battle won by Williams. Smith with the rebound, knocked out of her hand. She grabs it, collects herself, fires it out. Edwards gives a look, stops, takes the shot. Using the glass, won't go. Glenn.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
On the opposite side from the block, she gets fouled.
Right. She gets undercut a little bit by Eisler. But a great rebound, a nice job of finishing, and the strip there by Eisler on the arm, the rake across the arm.
5:10 to go here in the second quarter. Monarch's going to take a timeout, get a breather in what's now a three-point game.
Well, the power of the three ball. I mean, they're not an inside-out team; they're an outside-in team. They're gonna look to shoot those threes. A lot of their post players are young players. Look at Bree Paulson, just a freshman. Courtney Smith, another freshman. A lot of their post players are young players, not a lot of experience.
Baseball fans, Root Sports gearing up for the season as we get ready to bring you 6 Rockies spring training games live from Arizona beginning next Saturday. Rockies Dodgers 2 o'clock right here on Root Sports. Watch the team as they prepare for the upcoming 2012 season. Root Sports, your home for the Rockies all season long. Also your ticket to state. 1916 Coyotes with a lead. Is that the CU guy?
That is him.
Little entertainment. If you come to CU and come to basketball games, you see this guy do his work every single game.
The crowd loves him. I don't care where it's Bronco games, CU games, the crowd loves him. He's got explosive hops.
You were trying to measure his vertical leap at one point and you figured not.
You can't.
Might be as high, as tall as he is.
Probably higher.
Emily Glenn can get Legacy within a point. She does. Under 5 to go here as Eisler turns and looks. No kickball called on Edwards. But still it goes over the line. Kaylee Edwards picking it up. There she is. She'll be heading to DU. Part of that Pioneers team for next year for Eric Johnson. He's excited about number 22. 5-second call.
5-second violation.
So the violation on Richmond not getting it in. Legacy has a chance to take the lead, said.
What started out to be a blowout or look to be, all of a sudden Legacy Lightning getting a little bit of confidence.
Almost a good look underneath to Caitlin Smith, but she couldn't hold on.
But you know what? Kaylee Edwards dribble, drive, and make that pass instead of throwing over the top, because you know on the backside what's coming back to help. 44. That's good.
Foul off the ball. Is that on Alexis Johnson? She run through a screen?
Monarch foul number 44, Alexis Johnson.
Yeah, it's on Johnson.
That's her second, team 6th. Legacy ball.
2 fouls on Johnson, so Neil Hook thinking about bringing in Malcolm Peck again. Courtney Smith. Oh, she picked up a foot. Now she throws one away.
Not where you want your post player down low, out on the wing dribbling.
Edwards hard to the hoop. May Williams on the foul. Kaylee to the line.
Kaylee's starting to get aggressive. You can see it. Look at her face. Look at her eyes. She's getting real aggressive. And that bodes well if you're a Lightning fan.
It's Kaylee Edwards. Mom's from Colorado, dad's from Texas. Ended up meeting in Texas and moving back here to Colorado as Malcolm Peck comes back on. And Johnson will take a seat with 4:20 to go here in the second. Legacy on an 8-0 run to take a 2019 lead. Williams off the screen. She got bumped but came out. Richmond trying to find Malcolm Peck. She's getting denied by Smith underneath. Eisler now is going to back it out.
And there's help by Courtney Smith in the middle as well.
Malcolm Peck fires one up. Long range won't go. Long rebound though. Out to Eisler.
She's not shy about putting it up there.
Davis will throw up a three. That long rebound to Edwards. She gets kneed and picks up the foul. That'll be number 8 on Monarch. So she'll be shooting at the line. Bonus time. Gail Hook not happy with what's transpired here in the second quarter. It's the girls' 5A title game. Legacy was down 14-6 after a quarter. They've gone on a 14-5 run to lead 20-19 here in the second.
And doing a great job of just creating turnovers. And it looks like Monarch's getting a little bit off kilter. They're not on their game right now. They started out well. Things were going well for them, but a lot of defense on the other end by the Lightning is creating some turnovers.
And you got to have a little bit of a confidence raise when Alexis Johnson's on the bench with 2 fouls anytime she's off the hardwood.
Well, what does that do? That opens up the middle of the floor. Now you can attack the basket without fear of your ball being thrown into the stands.
Kaylee Edwards has just surpassed the total she had in the semifinal win. She had 9, she now has 10, and that's a game high. There's Johnson on the bench. Kind of wringing her hands there watching as Edwards hits another free throw. Legacy by 3. There's Richmond with Edwards on her. Those two are friends from plenty of club ball.
Green could have dropped that ball. She sticks that arm out there, boy.
Salas with a steal. Edwards looks to push it up court. Stutter step dribble back out. It's Glenn now. Glenn. Boy, she gets fouled. You got to call that. I think that's a good play by Glenn.
I think so too. I'm just trying to figure out what took the call so long to come. A lot of contact. There's contact there off the screen. You see her step in. Malcolm Peck gets off the ground. When you're 6'2", you don't need to get up there in the air. Just stay on the ground and close out. Don't leave your feet.
See, Emily Glenn has her hair curled. Game days, she spends an extra half hour in the morning doing that. It means she's got to get up at 5 on school days. Not today, but it works for her. She hit 2 more to make it 24-19. Williams got a little position to block by Smith.
Got a little bit in too deep for that shot.
There's her sister Caitlin running the floor. Saddles with a 3, short.
She hits that, the roof comes off the place.
Jordan Salas, 5'4", the senior, misses that. Here's Eisler, baseline, jumper, long. Backdoor rebound, Salas, who's 5'4", like I said. She said we could call her 5'10" if we wanted. I guess she got a rebound, so we will as it gets kicked around. Goes back the other way.
Inadvertent kick. It's kind of a sweet soccer flip kick, too, though. Lexi's doing a great job of denying. Really good defense. That's a good rebound by May Williams.
Yeah, she gets fouled.
Creating a foul on Courtney Smith. Courtney getting caught staring at the ball instead of putting a body on Williams.
You're going to call that on Kaylee Edwards, her second foul. That's who they called it on. And May Williams will shoot 2. Brenna Stimek back on. Saw Craig Van Patten just say a few words to Kaylee Edwards as Rebecca Richmond goes back off. And here's Williams with the second of her 2 free throws. Coming right at you. Nothing but net. Glenn down the lane. Turns. Got it off and got a roll.
It's a good shot.
5-point lead now for Legacy. Williams strong at the hoop.
That's just understanding right there. Great job of understanding. You got a player playing you out in space that's a little bit slower. Great job attacking the basket by May Williams.
Edwards on the give and go. She got knocked around under the hoop. No call. Back comes Stimek. We're coming up on the last minute of the half. Johnson stays on the bench with her 2 fouls. They go to Williams underneath. Brenna Stimek with a runner that won't go, but Williams with the rebound. Back up and fouled. She's picked it up with Johnson on the bench.
Absolutely.
Coming up at halftime of this 5A championship game. First half stats and highlights, and we'll hear from some past and present prep hoops standouts about their high school memories and their decisions. See that all coming up at the half here. Just over a minute away.
Right now, May Williams is giving Courtney Smith fits on the baseline. I mean, she cannot handle her.
Well, Smith just checked out with Edwards. Craig Van Patten figures he can get an extra minute or so of rest with his team up by 2. Some of the subs on. Lopez is going to bring it up. He's a junior. Stimek gets in her way, keeps the dribble. Swings it out. Salas. Hassled by Eisler, other way. Caitlin Smith had it knocked out of her hands with the fouls called on the reach in on the Eisler. So Caitlin Smith will go to the line, and this is Eisler's third. Watch the foul.
It's a good call on the reach right there. It's a good call as you get a close-up look on the reach. My problem with there's official standing right in front of it. Lets it go. Gets a little help from the middle of the court.
When we look at the stats at halftime, I want to see the free throw shooting. I don't remember a whole lot of misses from the line.
That's what got back on. That's what got Legacy going in the first quarter, at the end of that first quarter, getting to the line, creating some free throw, makes. And all of a sudden they start making shots.
Out to Stimmett. Davis comes all the way out. Running around, Davis going underneath, calling a block. I think Davis just had it just that much quicker of a step, and she draws the foul there from number 14, Shayna Kuiper.
There's nowhere to go. If you're Kuiper, you just need to keep your hands up. Try not to take her to the ground because there's nowhere to go. Look at, there's nowhere to go there. Just slide your feet, cut that baseline off. Picks up a tough foul.
Kuiper comes off, Paulson comes on. 1-1 for Davis. Good. It's a 28-26 two-point game. Final seconds of the first half. Underneath, Smith has it knocked away. Legacy's going to get the ball to be able to inbounds it with 4.5 on the clock.
Plenty of time to get something going. Let's set some picks.
Out to Smith. She's going to have to throw it up. And does, and all she gets is net with 1/10 of a second. So the Lightning go to the locker room with a 2-point lead.
After trailing big early.
They were down 14-6 after a quarter. They erase that deficit and take the lead. Stay tuned. Coming up next, hear from some past Colorado high school hoop standouts. Highlights and stats coming up. You're watching the 5A Girls State Championship game on Root Sports, your ticket to state. Halftime of the girls' 5A championship game, and Legacy has battled back to get a 2-point lead. And our halftime feature is brought to you by Credit Union of Colorado. Join Credit Union of Colorado today. Find out how to become a member at cuofco.org. Welcome back. How many times have you said to a high schooler, remember this time of your life, it's the best that you'll ever have, and it kind of falls on deaf ears? Well, say you are a star basketball player and you led your team to the championship game and you played it here in Boulder on the court CU uses. That's pretty much an indelible memory. Abby Wayner was at the Coors Event Center earlier this month. You may remember her from her Duke days and playing in the WNBA. She was remembering her third straight 5A title with Thunder Ridge from way back in 2004.
First thing when I walked in here, I was like, okay, I think our fans were up there, and my sister was back there watching, and so yeah, it all comes back, and that's the great part about what I get to do now is that it brings me back to venues and teams and people that I interacted with when I played, and it's a little different being on the other side of it, but it's definitely relatable.
Also recently reminiscing in Boulder, Oregon freshman Megan Carpenter. Her Longmont Trojans lost the 4A title in overtime just a year ago.
It was an insane experience, especially like our high school. We didn't have like that big of a crowd, and so then to come into like this big arena and like everyone see us play, it was like the best experience ever.
Brett Olson had an outstanding initial season with the DU men's team. In 2011, he made it to Boulder with his Highlands Ranch Falcons.
It's a good experience. It's fun just kind of getting that far in the tournament and just kind of being with your team and going that far. It's fun to be in that big atmosphere in the state final four. So it's really fun. It kind of gives you a little preview of what kind of college will be like, the intensity and stuff.
Fast forward to a year from now, when Legacy star Kaylee Edwards should be finishing up her first season at the University of Denver. She signed to be a Pioneer back in September.
I honestly didn't think I was going to stay in state at all, but just the coaches were absolutely incredible. The team was a perfect fit, and just the fact that it's in a crazy academic school, and for what I want to do, it's like perfect.
A teammate with Edwards next year? Her semifinal opponent, Michaela Newhouse of Highlands Ranch.
We actually played with each other. We started out with each other really young, and then high school we ended up both playing for different teams, but I mean, finding out that she also was going to go to DU was it was a cool thing. I get to play with another one of my really good friends.
And the best news for Edwards? She gets to keep making basketball memories with her family front and center.
My parents have supported me the whole way through. I mean, with my dad getting me involved in basketball, he's probably credited the most with, my style of play, making me better. So, they've always just, helped me through this whole process, and they were excited to hear that I was going to stay in state, and they'd get to watch me play.
DU's going to benefit from Kaylee Edwards. Here's a list of the D1 recruits, college committed girls. Look at them all over from the state, and they're heading to various colleges. Just another great year for the girls of high school basketball here in Colorado. You see Ashton Davis up top, the Monarch girls. She's down by 2 to Kaylee Edwards and the Legacy Lightning, 28-26. More coming up. Halftime here of the girls' 5A championship game coming to you from Boulder. Year in and year out, the 4A and 5A basketball championships take place on the campus of the University of Colorado in Boulder. And we're at halftime of the 5A girls title game. Legacy has a 2-point lead. They've made 6 shots, Ed. 6 total shots, but 4 of them have been threes, the power of the 3.
Absolutely, shooting 40%. You'll take that any day on any level of basketball. Did a great job defensively to get themselves into it. Created some turnovers and capitalized.
And Johnson, a couple of fouls, didn't hurt to get her off the hardwood.
Absolutely, when you don't have to worry about the big presence of Alexis Johnson down on the block, you can attack the lane and go inside and get whatever you want.
She's got the skills to get the Monarch fans fired up. She'll try to do that in the second half. Before that, we'll come back with some of the first half highlights and stats next. Legacy Lightning up by a bucket, 2 points, 28-26 here at the half. Welcome back into the Coors Event Center. Mark Stout, Ced Bonner. Let's take a highlights first, and we begin with Monarch got off to a nice start, 14-5 run. They were up by 9 at one point.
It really did. It looked like it was going to be easy for them, and I think that might have been the problem. But coming out early, Ashton Davis came out very aggressive. Here you see her turn the corner on a dribble drive. Nobody stopped the ball. She's able to put it down, and then defensively, we only got to see 8 minutes of this. But Alexis Johnson with the monster block. And for the Legacy Lightning, they got things going. So Kaylee Edwards penetrates, kicks it out to Glenn for the 3, and they use the 3 ball, shooting 4 of 10 in the first half. And there you see the kick out to Edwards. She knocks it down. Got them going, and they started playing defense, started playing with a little more confidence, and took over the first half.
They're the halftime stats. I was talking about free throws. These two teams combined to go 22 of 26.
That's winning. That's a winning combination. You hit your free throws and do all those little things. It's extra points. It's extra points.
Johnson's going to have to make a difference in the second half, obviously.
She's going to have to stay on the court to do so. She can't get silly fouls, but the type of defense she plays, she's very aggressive. She comes over the block shots. If you're Legacy, a little up fake, try to get a couple more fouls on her. You did your most damage when she was over there on the bench.
Who is going to win this third matchup between Monarch and Legacy and take the gold ball back to their respective schools? Second half tip-off coming up next. This high school championship game on Root Sports is brought to you by Subaru. We know how important it is to have a car you love. And by Credit Union of Colorado, proud to support Colorado communities. Show you the leading scores from the first half in this 28-26 game that the Lightning lead. Kaylee Edwards, and even though she's actually Ashton Davis, I almost said Alexis Johnson, Ashton Davis with 11. Davis had 17 in a previous meeting, so she's not usually the one you see at the top of the scoring chart for Monarch.
Well, she started out slow in the semifinal as well and came on late. Talked about her having 14 in the fourth quarter as you get a look at the leading scorers, but Davis has been very aggressive. Jordan Eisler has been very aggressive. And if you're Monarch, those are good things. Your two best players, and Richmond and Johnson, have really not done anything. Richmond's not even on the board yet. So, you know, they're in good shape.
Legacy took the lead by coming up with a 22-point second quarter. They had scored only 6 in the first quarter. They started out frigid shooting, 0 for their first 7, 2 for their first 10. But they have picked it up. Ashton Davis will throw it in, and we're underway. Williams looks underneath. Deflected, and there's Glenn. Edwards running it up, but Glenn will stay with the dribble. Not the Salads. Edwards going to post up Richmond. Whitney Smith, the freshman, hits it. How about a three-pointer to start the third quarter?
Huge three as you get to look at Monarch going big with May Williams and Alexis Johnson. And
Courtney Smith's first shot, first bucket. She didn't miss a shot in the semi. She's 9 for her last 9 now. See the numbers on the Coyotes. Off the glass by Caitlin Smith. And a timeout. Coyotes give up the first 5 points.
It's a position they're not used to being in. As you saw the graphic there, the last wins are by averaging 25 plus points. This is a position they're not used to being in. You know, they've gone big. They got Jack Malcolm Pack out there. They go 6'2", 6'2", 5'11". They're going with a big lineup. And right now the energy's not there. They're misfiring on some passes. They're struggling.
There's Gail Hook. Her team, you're talking about winning big in the playoffs. They beat Castleview, an 8 seed, by 25. Ralston Valley, a 4 seed, by 23. Thunder Ridge, a 3 seed. They beat 62-36. And then they beat Regis in the end by double digits.
Which they trailed most of that game. I mean, and erupted for a 37-point quarter. That does not happen.
They trailed 20-15 at the half. Think about that, 20-15, and then 38-32 after 3, and then threw up 37 in the fourth.
And that does not happen. So it's an explosive team. But right now, Legacy, and you hope they're not in a situation that Monarch talking about. They know they've beaten them twice. If you've already looked past this game. Because right now, Legacy is giving them all they can handle.
We should say we're not even a minute in here to the third quarter.
Well, you got to mention all these things.
Right.
There's a lot of factors that have to go into this thing.
Williams, top of the arc, 3-ball, Richmond off, falls into the hands of Smith. She tried to outlet it to Edwards. Edwards grabs it, picks up her dribble, now looks for help. Glenn steps up, can't get it to go down.
That's a good look.
Emily Glenn's going to take that every time. Richmond again short. Salas, that is a long three.
Got to get better looks. Got to get better looks if you're Legacy on the other end. You've got to increase this lead, continue to add. You know how explosive this team is. That's a great steal there by Courtney Smith on the defensive end.
She throws it to her sister. Something to keep in mind as she gets it back and goes in the lane is Salas. Is she going to get this one? Nope. Courtney Smith suffered a concussion very early in the first game against Legacy and then missed 7 games. Against Monarch, I should say. So she was out of that first game and missed much of the season. Nice little pass underneath. Richmond, a bucket and a foul by Caitlin Smith.
Ashton Davis makes a great pass, and then May Williams makes an unselfish play to throw another pass over to Rebecca Richmond. Look at Ashton Davis penetrate, kicks to May Williams, and look at the extra pass. And the foul from behind. That's a nice looking play there by Monarch, something they needed.
First foul on Caitlin Smith. 3-point play. Over and done with by Richmond.
That's
her step out.
It's her first points of the afternoon, or the evening, excuse me.
She sits down. Brenna Stimick, 5'3" junior, back in a guard. Glenn Lane can't get it to go, but there's Edwards with a tough rebound. Still keeps it alive. Glenn off Johnson rebound.
And you see when Johnson's in there, it's turned into one and done on the shots.
Johnson's going to shoot a 3 and get it! And that's what she did in the semis, back to back to back, to change the whole feel of the game.
You've got to get her off that spot. That's her spot, the top of the key. She knocked down 3 straight top of the key 3-pointers in the semis. That is the spot she wants to be on. You've got to get close enough to her so she cannot get that shot off. You see the pass, and she just comes over and squares up. And I mean, technically, Caitlin Smith's in pretty good defensive position. She's closing out. You're going to have to even get closer on the closeout in order to stop her from shooting that ball.
You saw how that ball went in. The threes that she hit in the semi, they all look exactly like that. And it was a sweet stroke, and it now makes it a 1-point lead for Legacy. There's Johnson.
But how many times have you seen Legacy come down this end and jack up a 3, not get a good shot, or miss shots? They've not been able to convert since that little run. Monarchs shut them down since their timeout.
There's Glenn. She fires her way and hits.
You know, if they're not going to come out and guard you, Courtney, keep doing what you're doing. And I think they need to look for her out there, which would draw Alexis Johnson away from the basket. Let her keep hitting jumpers.
Steal. Caitlin Smith pulls it back, waits for help. Edwards runs the floor. And 2 for Kaylee Edwards. Lightning back up by 5.
Just when you thought Monarch had got their legs underneath them, Legacy answers.
Johnson stops, pops, back of the iron, long rebound, almost a foul, but they don't call it, and here comes Edwards and Legacy again.
Alexis can't fall in love with that jump shot.
Stimick stepped in, they call the blocking foul. 3:55 to go here in the third. Legacy's added to their lead as Kaylee Edwards uses the glass. Legacy Lightning up by 5, 37-32. Here in the third quarter, they were up by 2 at the half. They've increased their lead. And over on the bench, helping out Craig Van Patten, the legendary Jody Welsh. You got to remember that name if you know high school basketball. She was the first coach at Legacy when they opened it up in 2000. Went to North Glen, played at BYU. And at that time, Craig Van Patten was the freshman coach. Jamie Carey came on, and Jamie Carey played in the WNBA, coached a year, then went to Team USA. And Welsh said, let's bring Craig Van Patten on. And she's still an assistant, and she was diagramming a lot of stuff over there.
She was doing all the talking.
Yeah.
That's a lot of experience.
Yeah. And the Legacy's been in this position before. They haven't won. Kick out. Caitlin Smith, that's long. Johnson gobbles up the rebound. Stops the dribble. And gives it to Reagan Roan, the freshman who's getting a little bit of time in the championship game. May Williams. Little give to Davis. Up and in. First bucket of the second half for Davis. She has 13.
Nice cut and a nice little pass. And the one thing we see, May Williams is a very good passer out of the post.
Bring Johnson out. Glenn stripped. Johnson steal. Roan ahead of her. Alexis stops and throws up a wild shot.
Not a good shot.
Jump ball.
That's a situation I'd like to see her attack the basket. You got an undersized player, back her down, do something, attack the basket, but don't settle. Don't settle for a jump shot.
An off-balance scissor jump shot. So the possession out of the way of the Lightning.
It's a nice job. Courtney Smith has hit a couple jumpers. She gets Alexis Johnson to close out on her and goes by for the nice little jump hook in the lane. Nice job by the freshman.
Freshman already has 7 here. Williams on the freshman.
Good call, travel.
She thought about passing and had to pick it up. You're not going to outsmart Courtney Smith, the freshman for Legacy. Part of their Legacy 2000 program, which is all about math, science, and tech, and she got accepted to that. There's her sister Caitlin underneath. Edwards got to post her up. Wow, calling up and down in the travel.
So was it a double dribble or a travel?
She posted up the smaller player, and then Reagan Roan came over and
did a great job of help side defense, closing up, didn't allow space for her to get that shot. That's a great job by Reagan Roan.
Here's Eisler back on the court and in control from Monarch. Foul off the free throw line on Johnson as she went to the hoop. Second on Caitlin Smith.
Tough matchup for anybody.
She went out on her to make sure she wasn't going to shoot that 3 behind the arc.
Well, it's good to see her not settle, Alexis, for that jump shot.
Roan, a little runner, won't go. Malcolm Peck, the rebound, lost the handle. Somehow got it to Roan again. Eisler steps back. Nope. Taken away by Malcolm Peck, won't go. Johnson there. Rolls off. And the Lightning have the ball. Wide open, Courtney Smith. 3!
Freshman's putting on a clinic about understanding, and that's just a good job. Good job of coaching by Coach Welsh, as well as Coach Van Patten on that sideline over there. To understand spacing, and they're spacing out the floor, allowing space for the jump shooters to get in good opportunity spots for jump shots. I mean, it's pretty easy. You look at the dribble penetration, but Alexis Johnson loses her mark, turns back to look inside. The ball swings around fast enough, and if you move that ball quickly, you can get some good shots. And 2 big threes by the freshman. She's got 10 in the quarter.
Hadn't scored 10.
What I like is 2 possessions ago where she up fakes and drives to the basket and gets the shot. She's not just selling for the jumper, but if it's open, she's taking it. But Johnson closes out on her and she drives by her and gets a layup. Smart player.
Legacy was up 2 at the half. They're on a 9-2 run. They've got an 8-point lead. Johnson backs in, fires up a shot. Can't get it to go. Legacy ball off Malcolm Peck. 1:04 to go in the quarter.
Well, with 2 players on you, now's the time if you're Johnson, you've got to prove, I don't want to say prove, but you got to show how good of a passer you can be. Make that extra pass. Get the ball.
Somebody's open. Caitlin Smith brings it around to Glenn. Sees Edwards. She might go to the hoop. Nope. Glenn will. And that's an offensive foul. Put her head down, ran right into May Williams.
I thought Edwards missed an opportunity there to really attack the basket. When she had the ball on the right wing, she stopped, allowed the defense to recover, and they had to come back out. Glenn picks up an offensive foul.
It's only her first. Out to Williams, looks underneath Johnson, great leap, up, can't get it to go, can't get the rebound. Legacy gets the basketball.
Well, luckily they didn't call a foul on her there. She tried to follow up her shot. Right now, as I stated before, she needs to look to make that extra pass.
There's Kaylee Edwards on the dribble. She and Glenn have played every second thus far as we count it down.
Cut.
Smith, she walked. You call a walk? Yeah.
That's too bad. That's a great back cut right there by Caitlin Smith. Defender was overplaying. She did a nice job of cutting back door, but
Davis comes back on. 9.2 to go here in the third. Eisler finds Williams off her fingertips. Edwards fires one up. She had enough time. There's still 2 seconds on the clock. They're laughing about it. It's the fire drill.
Did you say that's something you would do right there? You
And then you're like, are you nervous, guy?
Yeah.
I might do that too. 3 quarters in the books. Legacy increases their lead. They're up 42-34. Can they do it in the 4th quarter and bring home their first girls basketball championship? 1 more quarter to go here in the 5A title game on Root Sports, your ticket to state. There's Alexis Johnson, the senior, the star for Monarch. 2 of 10 so far in the game from the floor, 7 points to 26 in that win in the semis.
But 14 in the 4th. And this is where she's going to have to shine. She's going to have to be a little more patient taking those shots, but you get a look at some of her blocks on the defensive end. He hasn't gotten it going on the offensive end yet, just 2 of 10, as Mark stated, but a force to be reckoned with on the defensive end. She's got to be more patient on the offensive end of the floor. She's getting doubled. Make the extra pass. Make the extra pass.
She did hit a big 3. See the numbers in the win over Regis Jesuit. So Legacy by 8. Coyotes will have the basketball first. Fans coming to life. Williams, they leave her open, not going to shoot. Eisler will. Got it. Goes down for number 40. He's got a good-looking release on that jump shot. Edwards, head down, gets an open look. Can't get it to go down. There's Johnson with a rebound. Tie it up, jump ball. So Legacy will keep the basketball. Into Edwards. Gets a handle, looks up, keeps her dribble. Legacy's been in a lot of tight games as Salas comes around. We talked about Monarch having blowouts. Opposite for Legacy. Glenn couldn't get the roll. There's Johnson with a big rebound.
She just got off the floor too quick for Courtney Smith.
Roan got another bucket. First 2 of the quarter for Monarch. Up the lead in half. Foul on Reagan Roan. And the one she needed. Here are the numbers through 3 quarters of this 5A title game.
Neither team really lighting it up from the floor. The big key is this right here is what's really gotten them.
Yep, the extra points.
That extra points with the 6 for 17. Both team with 11 turnovers, all square there. Right now it's going to be time to take care of the ball and really get good looks and knock them down.
Edwards able to corral it in. Glenn has a look. She's fired it short but gets fouled. She'll go to the line for 3. Malcolm Peck came in on her and hit her. We talked about Legacy having close games. Their last 3 games, said, in the playoffs. 4 in OT, buzzer beater, and then 3 against Highlands Ranch when they...
Kaylee Edwards gets low bridged a little bit right there. If you're Sumac on that play, that's a play you've got to make. You don't allow her to come down with that rebound. Excuse me, that was Roan, Reagan Roan.
It's the second of her 3. She's an AP student at Legacy in Broomfield. I mentioned heading to CSU. So Malcolm Peck, after the foul, sits down. Surprisingly misses 2 of 3. Richmond back on, the senior.
Good call. Very good call.
3 on Edwards now on the block.
I don't know if that's a situation where you want to try to draw that foul. She's still moving. She tries to get the foot going laterally, but a good sell.
So here we are with about 6 to go in the quarter. Alexis Johnson back on the bench, and looks like Legacy's going to call a timeout. Up 5. So each team will have 2 timeouts left.
An uncharacteristic turnover down there on the other end by Rebecca Richmond. Gives Legacy the ball back.
Hey, Rockies fans, Rockies All Access returns next Saturday after the first spring training game that we'll have on against the Dodgers. We'll get you a behind-the-scenes look at the Rockies commercial shoot that took place during the offseason. Always entertaining. It's a new season of Rockies All Access, and it debuts next Saturday night at 5 right here on Root Sports. There's Craig Van Patten. He's actually a third-grade teacher at Riverdale Elementary. This is his part-time gig for fun, you know. He was the freshman coach I mentioned for a long time with Legacy, but teaches third grade and a Nebraska native. Went to CU, so he's familiar with this court. And trying to get a title to Legacy. And one more reminder that this game will be available on demand in its entirety. Beginning next week, you can go to that website, CHSAA.tv, and you can watch the game the way that you want it. Only on CHSAA TV. Gail Hook and her Coyotes break the huddle. Davis, Eisler, Richmond, Williams, some starters on, and a freshman in Reagan Roan, number 15.
She's played some tremendous defense.
On Edwards.
Moves her feet well. Look at her. She's into her. Great defense by
Richmond out on Glenn. Salvas comes around off a pick. Underneath, looking for Caitlin Smith. Knocked away. She wanted to find Courtney. Eventually she did. Glenn, in and out. Smith, Edwards. Too hard off the glass. Edwards gets it and gets fouled. Where do you want to start on that sequence?
It's tough, but you see it. All this is taking place because there's no 44 under the basket to clean out the boards. But there were 2 missed shots there. And it looked like everyone's, you know, it's an old saying by John Wooden, be quick but don't hurry. And they're all hurrying their shots down there.
When you asked, you received. Reagan Roan goes off. And Alexis Johnson back underneath. Edwards has 15.
What were you waiting for to put her in? It's go time. 5 minutes left in the state championship. There's no reason for her to be over on the sideline.
And the team now down by 7. Trying to find Johnson, but back outside. Eisler picked up her dribble. They play it through Williams out here at the top.
Well, she's no threat to shoot the ball, so Courtney Smith is able to sit back and help.
Richmond drives the lane. She now has 5 on the night. Glenn stripped by Richmond. Will she go all the way? Back-to-back hoops for the senior. And a 30-second timeout called by Monarch as they've cut the lead to 3.
How pathetic was that statement she made in the opening of this game? I wasn't going to allow my team to lose. It wasn't going to happen. I was going to come out and play hard and bring energy. She's done that these last 2 plays. After a really cold, she comes through with the strip, all ball, and just takes off down the floor with the finish.
Liked how she moved it right to left just to make sure she could get through.
Created a little space and uncertainty by the defense. And if you're Legacy right now, you just got to be secure with the ball. If you're not going to get points, at least run some time. And don't give it away on runouts.
Is that always kind of one of the difficult things to do in high school? Because there's no shot clock. So you can run time. You can run clock.
It's hard to be patient.
Yeah.
It's hard to be patient, and you've got to be a team that passes the ball well. You've got to be a team that receives the ball well as a cutter or somebody getting a pass.
Now Richmond, the seniors on Kaylee Edwards. They bring Johnson out from under the bucket. Another steal by Richmond. Is she going to get another hoop? She will with the left hand. What a run by Rebecca Richmond. Edwards looks like she's going to try to do too much. She drew a foul, though. You can kind of sense that. There's Rebecca Richmond. She gives a look at the big scoreboard.
Monarch fouls on number 11, Rebecca Richmond.
The steal to get her team within one.
Another lazy pass. Lightning players not coming to meet that ball, and Richmond just being tenacious on the defensive end. Putting on a defensive clinic.
Edwards, solid free throw shooter. Gets the roll.
You almost got her, Mark.
She has 17.
You almost got her with the announcer's jinx.
Coyotes have 5 team fouls, Lightning 4, under 4 to go. Courtney Smith the rebound. Richmond's everywhere. Salas has to protect the basketball around to Glenn. Courtney Smith, sister Caitlin. Another steal by Monarch. It's Ashton Davis. She gets blocked by Emily Glenn.
It's a good play by Emily Glenn on this end.
Smart play.
Your legacy, you just have to make good passes. Step through the ball.
There's Edwards in the paint, going strong. Travel.
Monarch ball. Timeout on the floor.
I'm speechless because I didn't see it.
Here's the block by Emily Glenn.
Emily Glenn getting over, allowing Ashton Davis to go by. Look at that, no contact on. That's a great play by Emily Glenn.
She put it on the floor too, and then was trying to get fouled. 3:08 to go. Legacy 47, Monarch 44. Can't wait for the finish. We rolled out said Subaru keys to the game at the start. How they held up?
They're doing pretty well. I mean, Edwards has been aggressive, 17 points, knocked down all their free throws. They've got 11 steals on the defensive end. Monarchs control the boards, especially when AJ's been in the game, and then the team leaders have to step up big. Ashton Davis has done a great job, and Johnson's done a great job.
Davis had 11 at the half, and Johnson is still on 7. But how about Rebecca Richmond and the run she's put together here late in the fourth?
But it's what sparked their comeback win in the semifinals. She's done the same thing. Back-to-back steals on consecutive possessions and finishes both times.
Nothing like 3 layups to help your team get back in it. She'll throw it in with Monarch down by 3. Gold ball, the 5A title on the line. Knocked away by Glenn.
Such a risky pass. There's so many bodies in there crisscrossing and going by. There's really no lane to throw that pass. Just be patient, plenty of time, get a good shot.
Richmond, the 5'7" senior, will throw it in. Davis gets a little spot. Shears Richmond. Taken out away from her by Smith. That was clean.
Great block. She just stood there, just outsized her.
Timeout, Legacy.
Timeout, Legacy.
One timeout left for each team. There are the Coyotes as they sit down with Gail Hook. Here's that play that Davis couldn't get the reverse layup to go. And then just
as great a night as she's had, what's wrong with the left hand? What's wrong with the left hand instead of the reverse? Go to the left hand, put it up there. But our hustler on the spot, Rebecca Richmond, gets the board, and Courtney Smith does a great job of just playing solid defense, making that block.
Root Sports has 6 Rockies spring training games for you, and the first one comes up on the 17th, next Saturday, St. Patrick's Day. Dodgers and the Rockies from down in Scottsdale as we get ready for the 2012 Rockies season right here on Root Sports. Be sure to check it out. Well, we've been your ticket to state all year. In fact, going back to last year with high school football and now high school basketball here on the campus of the University of Colorado in Boulder. Mark Stout, said Bonner, wrapping up our big day of high school basketball championship action. And with 2:40 to go, Legacy, a precarious 3-point lead over Monarch. You see the timeouts and the fouls that each team has as we are coming up on 2.5 to go in the fourth. At the feet of Edwards. She's got to pass this. She picked up her dribble. Big pressure from Monarch. And a foul on Johnson to reach in. What do they call Richmond coming around?
Every time
Johnson, yep.
Every time one of the Lightning players have the ball out in space, I feel like it's going to get taken away. There's no urgency to protect the ball, it looks like. They're just kind of throwing these passes out there, floating them up there. You got to throw a crisp pass and really stay out of the trap and trouble areas.
Managed to use some clock. Glenn. Courtney Smith way out. And they're at mid-court. Edwards. That Sal is my fired up from there.
I thought so for a second. Good job of making that pass, getting it out.
They're going to make him foul? It's down to 140. Courtney Smith dribbled it into Johnson. Well, she thought about it. Now Richmond. Richmond trying to get Johnson. Outside for a 3. Can't get the roll. They crash the boards. Edwards comes down with it. Minute 15. Glenn dribbles through traffic and gets hammered by Richmond. No way Emily Glenn's going down.
That looked intentional, like an intentional foul there. You get a look at it. I know you want to make the foul, but this is just a shoulder. She reached for the ball.
Girls basketball, man.
I'm not saying they're not tough. Don't kid me. Tougher. Talking about it the other guy at the semi. They're diving all over the place. A lot of toughness on, a lot of toughness on that court. Don't kid yourself.
In the semifinal win over Highlands Ranch, Emily Glenn hit 6 free throws in the game and a bunch late. She just gave her Legacy Lightning a 4-point lead. Somehow they've managed to use half the clock since we reset. We're going to take another break. Come back for the final minute 14. The Lightning have a 4-point lead in the fourth quarter of the 5A title game. There's Craig Van Patten and his Lightning up 4. They were down 14-6 after the first quarter, came back with a 22-point second quarter, and took a 2-point lead at a halftime. They now lead by 4. There's Rebecca Richmond and Alexis Johnson, the 2 seniors we talked about at the start of the game. Inside, outside, energy, athleticism. What can they do in this final minute? 14.
Well, it better be big or they're not going to get this trophy.
Glenn with a chance to increase the lead to 5. She does. Legacy only 4 fouls here in the half, so they have a few to give. They'll play off. Here's Eisler. And there's a foul.
That's a good foul.
Underneath.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a good foul. You got plenty to give, as you just stated. Nothing wrong with that.
Number 33, Courtney Smith, her second, team fifth.
Smith stepped back in the lane. Her sister Caitlin at the top on Johnson. Now they'll switch. Johnson's going to shoot that 3 and get it!
Wow.
Last minute of regulation, a foul on Ashton Davis.
You want to talk about nerves of steel. Nerves of steel right there. 2 for 10 in the game. Nerves of steel. And I tell you, if you're Courtney Smith, do you want to, make her drive by it, or do you think she'll just raise up and shoot it anyway?
Glenn hits the first free throw. That's like one of those NBA threes where you go, you're shooting this right in my face and banging it. Yeah. You know, she knocked it down. But Glenn answers with 2 from the charity strike. 4-point lead, Legacy. Eisler in the lane. She gets it to go down. Legacy has 1 timeout left. Monarch has 0, and it's knocked out. 47.2 to go. Here's Eisler. She's hit this all night.
Nice job squaring it up. Putting it in the hole. That's a good job by Eisler. Penetrate.
Edwards on the dribble. She'll take a foul. She has to. Williams tried to get a hand check in, and instead, they're going to run through the screen, and that has Smith heading to the line.
Well, that was called intentional.
Well, she is floating it up,
too. That's a flagrant foul right there.
That is a flagrant foul. Caitlin Smith going to shake it off. This was right in front of us. Watch to your right.
And they're trying to get 2 on the ball. And I know you want to foul away from the ball, but you don't have to run her over to do so. But they get the ball as well, so it's,
Caitlin Smith hits the second. Legacy 52-49. Craig Van Patten barks out some orders. They've got the basketball. Glenn has it stolen by Richmond. She picks her pocket. Goes to the hoop, gets the bucket! And Richmond with another foul on Edwards after she hit it to make it a 1-point game.
Wow.
What a game and what a move by Richmond here.
Just comes in. That's not understanding what's happening. You know they're trying to trap, but Richmond with her 3rd steal, creating their own fast break points. Huge points.
And you know what? We were talking about free throws before halftime. And here are more key free throws at the end. Edwards misses. Monarch, no timeouts. Legacy still has 1. Edwards gets it. She has 18. 2-point lead. Eisler over the timeline. Out to Davis. Thought about it. Now she throws it up. Air ball. Edwards rebound. Fouled on the backside.
Why that shot? Why that shot when you're down 2? You're down 2. You don't need a 3. That's a tough situation there. You're down 2.
Get nervous.
That is tough. And well, like the old coaches used to tell me, pressure bursts pipes. It happens.
Little pressure on number 22 here. She's been in this situation before. The senior on her way to the University of Denver to play for Eric Johnson and the Pioneers. Gets the roll. Not to mention assistant coach Shelly Sheets, who she knows all about. She told me she's excited to play for Shelly Sheets, who played here at Colorado. Legacy fans with their hands in the air. It's good. Time out, Lightning. There's Craig Van Patten.
Those are clutch free throws right there. That's about as clutch as it gets. High drama, not a person sitting down. They are now, but you're in the action. No one's sitting down. Everyone's on their feet. She steps up with ice in her veins.
There's Edwards talking to her team. Let's show you the final 5A rankings before the playoffs happen. We had all number 1s here make it to the Final 4. Highlands Ranch was here. Regis Jesuit here. Monarch and Legacy, you can see that. And Legacy trying to claim the title. They're up by 4. 16.9 seconds to go. No timeouts left.
And what we talked about earlier, it's hard to beat a good team 3 times. Very hard.
Heard that so many times over the years. Pick a sport, pick a league, pick a
I don't care what sport it is. It's hard to beat a good team 3 times.
Just saw Rebecca Richmond take a big breath. There's Gail Hook, who's got over 375 prep wins. She's 116 and 40 at Monarch coming into this game. Johnson, Edwards, they'll both be in the show. We just showed them to you the stars in this game. Eisler stepped on the line after she caught the pass.
Unfortunate mental error there. Just got to know where you are.
The former Legacy Lightning player gives up possession. Glenn's going to hold it and get fouled. There's another foul off the ball, and it's on Eisler. Who's going to go to the line? Is it Salas? Yeah, it'll be the senior, the 5'4" Jordan Salas.
Eisler's came out with a vengeance. How tough is it to have that happen against your former team?
Wow. Gotta love the release, whatever gets it done. Salas hits the free throw. She has 4, her team's up 5, and off the rim. Johnson looks for an outlet. Under 10, Eisler dribbles up, throws one up. Not gonna go. Walk on Richmond. Or she did everything to get that rebound and then fell backwards with the basketball.
But look at her out there cheering her guys on her and trying to keep them going. There's a foul on Ashlyn Davis.
Emily Glenn is going to go to the line. Kaylee Edwards trying to get the fans going. You see the bench, Legacy. Don't want to call it yet, but it's pretty much in the bag for the Lightning.
There's no they're going to move out after this first shot, I'm sure. Everybody should get out of the lane. There's no reason for any of the Legacy players to even be in the lane on that end.
Emily Glenn all of a sudden has 15, make it 16. So she has 16, Kaylee Edwards has 20, and the Legacy Lightning, for the first time in the school's history, have won a basketball championship on the girls' side. They celebrate the 5A title. After a slow start in which they missed their first 7 shots from the floor, Craig Van Patten's team comes up with the victory. 24th win of the year. and the 5A title in the gold ball.
They just kept scrapping and scrapping and took over the game and really withstood all the runs that Monarch went on. They withstood the challenge, and now they get to hoist a trophy.
The question we had was, how are they going to deal with Alexis Johnson? She had put up 17 and 23 in the previous wins. They held her to 10, and they kept her in check.
A lot of that was her being over on the bench. She was never really able to get into the flow. Talked about it at the half. She had just played 9 minutes. I mean, really struggled to get into flow. Really never had a flow in the game.
She had 7 in the first half, ended up with 10. She hit that big 3 to get the fans back in the game, and then that was it.
Well, they couldn't, as you say, combo off of that. They couldn't bring anything with it. They had some opportunities, and to be honest with you, on the other end, you've got to give Legacy credit for knocking down their free throws. They would at least knock down one.
Let's go to the PA announcer as we have the award ceremony here at the end of a great basketball game.
Is Rhonda Blanford Green. Congratulations to the Coyotes on an excellent season. Let's hear it for them, folks. Presenting the game ball trophy to our winning head coach, Craig Van Patten, is Bryce Babcock, a Farmers Insurance agent from Boulder. Farmers Insurance is a longtime partner of the CHSAA. We appreciate all they do. Thanks to Farmers agents Greg Sampier of Englewood and Bryce Babcock of Boulder for their attendance tonight. And now the first place trophy, the 2012 5A Girls Champions, the Legacy Lightning, presented by Assistant Commissioner Bert Borgman. Congratulations, ladies.
There they are, your 2012 champs, the 2 leaders, Emily Glenn and Kaylee Edwards, as they win it 58-51. Well, we're looking at the final stats. How about shooting 30.8% and winning the title?
Well, you know why you do that? Is because you go 28 of 35, 80% from the line.
28 of 35 from the line.
I mean, that is an outstanding. I mean, they overcame 17 turnovers too. I mean, when you look at the final numbers, it's incredible. But you know, they shut Alexis Johnson down, kept her on the bench. She wasn't able to get going. Just 3 of 12, and it was a rough night.
Monarch took the lead, 14-6. That's because Legacy came out, missed their first 7 shots, only made 2 of their first 10, but managed to get to the line, as said, and they come away with a big victory. Craig Van Patten and Jody Welch on the sidelines, kind of drawing things up, and they played the game that they had to in order to get to the line. They utilized the line, they utilized free throws, and said they just won the basketball game.
And we talked about they understood what they needed to do. They were able to convert their free throws. They got a little shaky with the ball handling at the end of the game, but they were able to overcome those things. I mean, 17 turnovers as well. When you're trying to close out a game and you've got 17 turnovers, I mean, and you shoot 30%, are you really feeling like you're closing out to win? I mean, that is incredible, but 28 of 35 from the free throw line. I mean, you'll take 80% anywhere, anytime.
12 of those 28, Kaylee Edwards came up with, and she is with Jerry Valerio now. Jerry.
Kaylee, congratulations on a tremendous effort. Take me through those final moments on the free throw line. It's kind of a lonely place with everything going on around here around you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, you know, I'm a senior. It's my job to pull us through these kinds of things. And I'm just so happy I could do that for my team.
Well, talk about, you know, there's a comfort level that playing a team for the 3rd time. Did that help or did that hurt in some ways that you guys prepared to play this game?
I mean, it definitely helped us. I mean, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. And we knew what they do. We knew what they like to do. We knew who their star players were. We knew how to defend it. We came out and we got it done.
Congratulations on a tremendous game and your first state championship. Mark, back to you at courtside.
All right, and Kaylee Edwards, along with Emily Glenn, they played every second of the game.
I mean, that's a lot of minutes.
But that's what you do if you're a senior, like you said,
But
right?
but what did they do at the end? They both knocked down free throws. They stood tall, made the plays when they had to. And, I mean, 11 of 13 for Glenn. And, I mean, come on. At the end of the game, she was getting hacked all over the place, made the free throws. And
that's senior leadership. That's getting it done. Let's take a look at the final stats of this 5A championship game. Legacy ends up winning it 58-51. We told you the shooting was rough.
It was. Look at Monarch, 2 of 12 from three-point. And they did a great job at the free throw line as well, going 11 of 14, but just not enough. Alexis Johnson, Rebecca Richmond got going late, and she created those points for herself. Ashley Davis had a big game, but they needed a big night from Alexis Johnson, and they were not able to get it.
Well, Craig Van Patten has got to be all smiles, the head coach of Legacy with Jerry.
Well, Coach, this program has had a lot of great teams through the years, and you've been part of them.
Yep.
What makes this team special? How'd they get it done?
We've been led by 3 very strong-minded seniors this year that we wouldn't accept anything but the state championship game. It's nice to have kids like that when the game's on the line, they're willing to take that big shot. And if somebody fouls them, they're going to hit the free throws. So very fortunate to have the kids at Legacy that we've had come through there.
Well, from a coaching standpoint, what kind of challenges does this game present for you? Because you knew your teams knew each other so well personnel-wise. Was it hard to come up with a wrinkle or two that they hadn't seen before from you?
No, I don't think it was really about that. We knew that the first 2 times they beat us, we made more mistakes than we really forced our own mistakes. You know, they were part of that. They played great defense, but we really forced some things that we didn't need to force. And we talked about how hard it was for a team to beat another team 3 times in one season. And if we took care of the basketball and handled their pressure, we knew we'd come out on the good side.
Well, and all the close games down the stretch in the playoffs didn't hurt you. So
No, not only that, but playing in the Front Range League, every night we had to come and play because we had such a great league that if you didn't come to play every night, you were going to get knocked off. So I think our league prepares us for the state playoffs every year.
Well, congratulations on a tremendous win.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Back to you, Mark and Seth courtside.
Yeah, you know what? We should reiterate 2 Front Range teams. So the title came down to 2 teams in the same conference, and Legacy outdoes them.
It was a hard-fought game. I mean, they were going at it. Like I said, they know each other well, but the effort level was incredible. Just free throw. I mean, I can't wrap that around my head. 28 of 35 from the free throw line.
That'll win you a basketball game and win you a title.
Yes, absolutely. And there's no better feeling than to hoist a trophy and to put that state champion patch on your letter jacket. I mean, there's no better feeling than
And you know what? We're going to see Kaylee Edwards at DU. We'll see Alexis Johnson again as well. You know that down the road. So the final score, the 5A Girls State Basketball Championship. Legacy, the Lightning, outlast the Monarch Coyotes 58-51. Congratulations to the team from Broomfield. Thanks for joining us for all the high school state championship games. What a day here on Root Sports. For Seth Bonner, Jerry Valerio, and our entire Rocky Mountain crew, I'm Mark Stout. Thanks for watching the best of prep sports on Root Sports. Your ticket to state.
First Sportsman. Congratulations.
That's all, folks.